it seems ironic that it's Sunday the 21st of May and here I am standing at the boarded circuit that the East Kent Club run, and yes, it's our first national of the season, the first national for 1995, so I don't want to put too much weight on it, but I think that's going to be the main thought that goes through the riders' head at the moment. They want to be the winners of perhaps the first national. You can see that in the background we've already started the practice. The riders very keyed up. There's been very few meetings so far this year, so this really is one they want to win. Jeremy Doncaster is here, he's fit, he's keen, he won it last year and I'm sure he'd love to win it again. Will he? We've got to wait and see. The racing starts at 1:30 and I'm sure we're in for some cracking racing. There's a tremendous entry in every single class. As my first national this season, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a cracker. Boys, we're trying to have a few words with a few of the people that perhaps the crowd are going to think that are going to do the winning. And of course, in the 500cc sidecar event, last year's winner is here to defend his title again. Paul Miller, chances for this afternoon?
Well, Jim, we'll be trying our hardest. It's taken a few meetings to get into it, and but we'll be giving it 100%. It's a lovely trophy, and we want to take it home with us.
Well, take it home indeed. I think a lot of people will be thinking that maybe you will. But, I mean, it is early in the season. This being, ironically, the first national. Have you had a chance to get abroad at all?
No, our European semis in a couple of weeks' time, so we're gearing ourselves towards that as well. So we're trying to iron out any little problems that we might be having, as we did a couple of weeks ago, and, you know, do the business there as well, we hope.
And obviously, looking at the track itself, I mean, looks in absolutely superb condition. You've been out for practice. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's a very nice track to ride. It's one of the easier tracks to ride, as far as the muscle power is concerned, because it's so smooth. It's a bit tight down the bottom end, so I think it's more of a thinker's track more than a flat-out track. So that should suit us.
Well, interesting thought. A thinker's track. I'll watch to see what happens as the day goes on. But Paul, all the very best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, we mentioned it was early in the season, and obviously I had to have a word with one or two of the riders that we think might do some winning, but also there's another interesting character, somebody I don't think I've actually interviewed before, and I must admit, if my memory serves me correct, I haven't seen on the grass for a long time. Myles Simmons, how long ago is it since you've been on the grass?
Oh, it's got to be a good 10 years, you know. I rode at the sort of Golden Oldies meeting down at Salisbury about 5 years ago, one meeting, but apart from that, you know, full time, good 10 years.
Well, 10 years, and I know you've been out for practice this morning. How does it feel?
Oh, this is brilliant here. I mean, I've ridden, this is like the third meeting I've done this year. I'm totally unfit, but riding out there compared with the other two tracks is superb. You know.
Well, I'm hearing from a lot of the other riders that the track preparation has been superb. We know it's smooth, but so I've got to ask, have you been doing much on the speedway in preparation for this sort of thing?
I haven't ridden a bike for 2 years. You know, all I'm doing now is like, I bought a push bike, I'm going out on that every day, I'm weight training, and none of it's doing any good, but I'm trying, you know. I've always said the only way to get fit to race is race, you know, and there really aren't enough meetings in the centre at the moment to sort of do it. You know, the first meeting after that I had, I think, 3 weeks off, and then the second one I've had 2 weeks off until today. Next weekend should like kill or cure, I think. I've got sort of 2 Sunday and Monday, so you know, if you don't hear from me again after Monday, you know, it's gone wrong.
No, and it's obviously terrific to see you back out there again, Mark, because I know, you know, as I say, a lot of us go back a long while. I know there's a lot of supporters out there that will recognise the name straight away, and I know the questions probably are, is it the same Myles Simmons? Well, now they know for a fact it is the same Myles Simmons, and I'm sure they'll be pleased to hear that you are putting a lot into it.
Yeah, you know, I don't just want to come out and sort of run around at the back. I just, you know, and I also got no sort of big illusions about going out and win anything. I just want to come out and enjoy myself on a Sunday. You know. Well,
I think that sums up Grasstrack 100%. Malcolm, thanks very much for your words, and I'm sure there's a lot of people going to enjoy hearing that.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I mentioned that all the riders have actually been out there for practice, and one rider I've got to say personally took my eye during practice. It is the youngster Paul Hurry. Paul, I know that you've got a lot of support in this part of the country. That looked quick this morning.
Yeah, the track's really good. It's a bit shorter than what it was last year, so it tends to suit me really, because I like the tight bends and long straights, so hopefully I'll be able to give it a good go.
Now, I've got to ask you probably the most controversial question of all, is that a lot of people think this style of track is getting more and more to suit the Speedway rider. We all know that keeping an eye on Speedway, you're doing superbly well at the moment, winning that qualifier in the under-21s, etc. Do you think that statement holds up, that really this sort of track will suit the Speedway rider?
In ways it suits the Speedway rider, like going into turns, you've got to go a lot faster. but then saying that, speedo tracks are getting more like tarmac, so it's hard to say really.
Yeah, I agree it's hard to say, and I think what I want to do is put the record straight and say that my belief is you're a true grass tracker anyway.
Yeah, I like to think I'm a little bit better at grass track than I am at speedway. I tend to do more grass tracks if I can, but unfortunately they do put quite a few speedo meetings on a Sunday now, which is quite a pain really, but it's the way it goes. I'm just hoping to get to the top in both.
Well, I think that's wonderful words, Paul, and I know that, as I say, looking to see who takes the trophy today here at the Man of Kent, you did look very, very quick in practice. Do you think there's a possibility you can do it?
You never know really, it's all on the start. Like there's Donkey, Trevor as well, so it's going to be quite hard.
Well, I agree it's going to be hard. I think it leads up to what looks to be a spectacular race day. Paul, the very best of luck.
Okay.
Well, obviously the nerves are starting to set in because, as we mentioned, a lot of the solo riders earlier on, that they've had their practice. Now it's quite a wait until we start the meeting. And I think the most ironic thing is that this is the first national of the season. Normally by this time of year we'd have had 1 or 2 nationals. So of course what most people are doing is looking back at the results of last year. And standing with me, Ivor, you know you had a good year last year. We hope it's going to continue this year, but I noticed today you're using this Australian machinery.
Yeah, we're having a new bike built at the moment and it's not ready. This should be fairly suitable for today. I think we'd have probably tried to use this anyway. It's flat and hard out there, so hopefully it'll work.
Well, it's always one of these statements where you say hopefully it'll work. I know that it was popping and banging a little bit in practice, but plenty of work been going into it since you come into the pits.
Yeah, I think we've sorted it now, just had a bit of a misfire. That's why I say hopefully, because we haven't done any fast laps yet. We've done 2 fairly slow laps, so we just have to go and see what we can do.
Well, we'll see what you can do indeed, and I'll quickly have a word with Pete because I suppose from a spectator's point of view the big question is it any different riding machinery like this?
Not really. I find it easier to ride this bike than a normal grass bike on tracks like this. It's smoother, more predictable.
Well, I think that's probably the trick to it, isn't it? Is when you say tracks like this, it can't be ridden on all grass tracks, can it?
No, I don't think you get to the first corner at Winbourne.
Now, you weren't meant to name any tracks there, but obviously I think most of the people got the gist of what you mean. But obviously, a bit disappointing to see out in practice and having a bit of a misfire, but fingers crossed for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I hope so, yeah. As long as the gearing's somewhere in it, be good.
Well, indeed, Ivor, we hope that we're talking to you later on the day. Best of luck.
Anyway, thank you.
Grids running from the inside, of course. Grid 1 on the inside. Man and Goodwin in grid 6. Closest to the crowd. Away goes that start, and we get underway with the first race of the day here at the Man of Kent meeting, and picking up the early lead is right from that outside grid, outfit number 5. Gary Rockell. So they set the pace as they go down that back straight. Kevin Leide is in fact got up into 2nd place. And the rest seem to be finding it out for that first spot at the moment as we go into this pit bend for the first time. But down past me they come, and you can see that Kevin Leide has had a brilliant top corner. He's got through in front of Myles Goodwin now as they go past us. Because there certainly looks to be 3 or 4 different racing lines around both of these bends. Kevin Leide certainly held this top bend very, very tight indeed that last lap. It got him up in the front place in front of Myles Goodwin. Mal again has gone for a slightly wider line, trying, I would suspect, to keep the revs up and keep the momentum on. Rounding up all the time on that 2nd place. Well, Kevin Leide and P.MILLER+POCKNALL still comfortably holding that lead. They've gone wide this time, and that's interesting. Are they perhaps trying in their first ride and seeing which are the fastest lines around these bends? Myles Goodwin still got the leading of Alan Peck still there in 3rd place. But really those front 3 have got away. First time this afternoon, the checkered flag being made ready as they come round off the pit bend. It is going to be a win. First time out for outfit number 7, Kevin Leide and Dick O'Roy. Close to the line for 2nd place, but Myles Goodwin has just hung on to it in front of Alan Peck. First race of the day, the 500cc sidecars, and a win for outfit number 7, Kevin Leide and Dick O'Roy. In 2nd place, outfit number 5, Myles Goodwin and Gary Rockell. 3rd place, number 8, Alan Peck and Richard Sweeting. 4th place, number 2, In 5th place, number 21, and 6th place, number 6. The winning time was 156.38, 156.38. Those numbers again, 7, 5, 8, 2, 21 and 6. That time again, 156.38. So, leg 1 of race 1 in your programme. We move on to race 2. We stay with the 500cc sidecars and see the rest of the competitors come out for their first ride of the afternoon. And as they get underway, looking to see who's made the best on that start, I can see that inside in that top bend, and COLLIN+GOODLEY putting in the middle bend, coming through. We lost another one of our crews on the entrance to the bend. The rest get clear of them, but you can see that we've got 2 outfits in trouble on that first bend. The rest of the riders, as you can see, the race has been stopped, so will make their way back to the start line looking for a restart. Another one of our crews on the entrance to the bend. The rest get clear of them, but you can see that we've got 2 outfits in trouble on that first bend. The rest of the riders, as you can see, the race has been stopped, so will make their way back to the start line looking for a restart.
Bottom corner is better, the one away from the pitch, the 3rd and 4th they don't get locked up.
And the programme, you'll see that Simon Baird will be actually on the outside grid. I think you can see that the rest of them have well, I thought that must be the classic full start that you could have had. There was still the official standing in front of 2 of the outfits, but the tapes went and Paul Miller decided that, well, if he's given a chance, he'll take it between him and Paul Miller, couldn't you? Well, we get away and it looks as if we have lost one of our outfits on the line, but it is Brian Palmer that's made a much better start this time. L.COX right there with him, Paul Miller trying to go through. It is Brian Palmer that's got away. Brian Palmer going down that back straight, leading, as again you can see that we've got a red flag. The race being stopped once again. It was Richard Piggott that was left on the line, and indeed trying to catch up with the rest of the field, going into that top corner perhaps a little bit too fast, but pleased to see both he and Passenger are up. And knowing Richard Piggott, he'll be the first one who'll be anxious to get back on that start line. And hope that he doesn't miss it this time. So away we go with the 3rd restart of race 2 in your programmes. And again, it is indeed Brian Palmer that makes a good start and flies into that first. Place. Lionel Cox trying to change that. No, it's Lionel Cox is coming through on the inside to try and get that second, but drops back for 3rd place. As you can see, Brian Palmer, though, getting himself established in the front. Comes past me with 3 or 4 bike lengths lead. Brian Palmer and Danny Hoggett is the lead from outfit number 4, Simon Baird. Brian Palmer. He's certainly slowed coming out of that first bend. You can see he's slowing going down that back straight. So after that terrific start, Brian Palmer now starting to hit problems. It means that Simon Baird has moved up into 1st place. Or who is this coming around the outside? It is, of course, number 17, Paul Miller, with a change of passenger. Passenger, remember now, is Neil Sutton. Deciding that he doesn't want to go on. Hard to keep up with this one at the moment, as Paul Miller has decided to take his own circuit on the inside. I think he hit problems as well as he went down past us. But as we look to the pit pen, you can see that Brian Palmer has perhaps cured those problems that he seemed to be suffering. Brian Palmer starts to go trying to get through on the inside as he goes down that back straight. It's those 2 that have still got away. Problems being hit for Lionel Cox as he goes past me, but this battle's still on for who is eventually going to get this win, because it's been a long time that we've been waiting for this checkered flag to come out. It's going to be a scrap to the line, and that was indeed close on the line. of my lap scorers next to me to make a judgment on that finishing line. Result, it means a win, very, very close on the line, but a win for outfit number 4, Simon Baird and James Croft. In second place, number 71, Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg. Third place, number 13, that's Keith Baird and Bob Graves. And fourth place, number 3, Lionel Cox and Grace Hagen. Paul Miller had realised that this is 3-point scoring legs, and if he can just get across that finishing line, he will be credited with the result, and it puts them, outfit number 17, into 5th place. It means the finishing result, if you missed any of those numbers, was 4, 71, 13, 3 and 17, a winning time of 158.01. That equates to 42.64. Probably was advice on that, but Scott Nichols, the Ipswich Speedway rider, of course, we're perhaps expecting to go well. So race 3 in your programme then, the first of the 500cc solos. Remember, it's 3-point scoring legs as we get underway for the first race of the day in the solo class. It is indeed number 11, Leanne. Considerable distance over the rest of the field as he goes down that back straight. Really looking in tremendous form, Leanne. Also another of those Ipswich Speedway riders, and great to see them having a go on the grass track. But Leanne leads. In second, flying along, as you can see, opening up quite a gap on second place, Neville Tatum. But good to see Neville Tatum up there and indeed mixing it with the fast boys as Gary Loeb also is. Started to fly in that top corner. Just 2 races ago we were struggling with the moisture on the bend, and now we're already seeing the dust fly. As Leland on this over his shoulder, he goes into his last lap for his first time out. Getting on terms with Gary Loeb. As we go to the checkered flag, it is indeed the first of the solo races this afternoon, and Leland takes it in great form in front of number 15, Neville Tatum. Gary Loeb takes third spot. It is Scott Nichols in fourth, Clayton Williams in fifth, and coming across the line in sixth place, rider number 5, the replacement, Vince Kinchin. Races this afternoon, the first leg of course, and a very valuable win for rider number 11, and that of course is the Ipswich Speedway rider Lee Lanham. In second place, number 15, Neville Tatum. Third place, number 8, Gary Loeb. Fourth place, number 22, Scott Nichols. Fifth place, number 7, Clayton Williams, and sixth place, number 5, that's the replacement Vince Kinchin, and seventh place, number 29. No other finishes there, the winning time 134.56, 134.56 the time. So away we go with race 4 in the programme, this with the 500cc solos, and we'll watch them go past us as Mark Seabright has got to that first thing. Got into second place. 2 or 3 of them having problems on that first bend. That looks like Paul Harriman trying to fight his way through from third place in the second. We'll pick them up as they come round past us, but it still is. Mark Seabright has got to the front. Paul Harry indeed is in second place. Steve Thor hiding third. Steve Thor hiding third. On that bottom corner as we've lost Paul Harry on that first bend. So after a terrific start from Mark Seabright, the race being stopped, he'll have to go back to the start and do it all again. So of course all these riders that showing concern for that first bend. Race 5. Remember, of course, this is a race 5 in your programme. Looking to see what it is that gets into that first bend. He's quickly up though along this machinery again, going across that far side. Steve fighting for that second passage. Jeremy Doncaster's up in third place, looking to see what it is that's picked up the lead. It is rider number 9, Glenn Cunningham, that's got to the front. Cunningham is setting the pace. Jeremy Doncaster now moves in the second spot in front of Steve Bishop as they come round off that pit bend. But it is Glenn Cunningham that's setting the pace. Last year's winner, Jeremy Doncaster, still there in second place. Watch what's going on. He'll be picking the fast lines as the race develops, and he's closing all the time. Looks over his shoulder. He looks content perhaps. Big gap between him and the next place rider, who is in fact Dean Gartner's fought his way back through. So after putting it down in that first bend, Dean Gartner's fought his way back through too. First place now, that's going to be a terrific result for him. As you see the checker flag go, Glenn Cunningham takes it. Jeremy Doncaster in second. Steve Bishop comes through for third place. And this is going to be a terrific result for Dean Gartner. He put it down first bend. He's come back through and picked up fourth place. Tremendous ride for him. Mark Giles gets fifth place behind him with Dave Wright, followed home by Grasstrack. It is leg 1 for the 500cc solos, and his first ride, his first win of the afternoon, Swindon Speedway's Glenn Cunningham. It's rider number 9. In second place, rider number 6. In third place, rider number 34. Fourth place goes to number 4, and fifth place, number 26. Sixth place, number 17. Seventh place, number 3. No 8th finisher there. The winning time 1:29.83. 1:29.83. That equates to an average speed of 63.49. 63.49 an average speed. So perhaps getting quicker as maybe these corners start to dry out. We go back now to race 4. I hope. Yes, indeed. Check that. I can see that we've got Mark Seawright on the line. He's on grid 8. You remember he had a tremendous start from that grid before the race was stopped. We'll watch to see if he can do it again on the green grass. Of course, he's the last to get onto the racing surface. But again, he has made a terrific start. Coming through for second, but it is Mark Seawright has got away. Opened up a gap as he goes down that back straight, but Paul Hurry straight back into the thick of it in second place. Looking for a wide line on that pit bend. I wonder if that is the fastest line. And into Speedway as well. He's got a battle on his hands for that third place. As you can see, the battle's now starting to build for this first place. Mark Seawright still in the lead from Paul Hurry, but Paul Hurry's not. Such a good season on the grass track last year, has come out in the same determined form, up there in third spot. A very spectacular rider to watch, but as they go into the last lap, who's going to take race 4? Down the back straight they go, just one more corner to negotiate, and Paul Hurry has gone wide on this pit bend. Mark Seawright will take a tight line. Paul Hurry that takes it. Mark Seawright in second. Darren Shandis hung on to that third place. Steve Dorr gets fourth place. And it is Andy Sell that finishes in fifth. For rider number 10, and that of course was Paul Hurry. A tremendous ride from him. In second place, number 167, Mark Seabright. Third place, number 80, Darren Shand. Fourth place, number 16, that's Steve Dorr. And fifth place, number 50, Andy Sell. Sixth place, number 30, Malcolm Simmons. And seventh place, number 175, Keith Potts. Eighth place there, rider number 40, Richard Empson. The time was 133.50. 133.50, that equates to an average of 61 miles per hour exactly. 61 miles per hour, the average speed. That, of course, was race 4. Quickly we move on to race 6, the last of the first leg rise for the solo class. As we look for that first line. The rider on the inside in second place, Trevor Banks in third. And looking across that far side at the moment, I'm guessing that it's Peter Lloyd that's got to the front, but I check that as they come round past me. And as they do indeed come towards me, it is number 14. Goes as wide as he did on that top bend. He actually throws the dust up coming out of that top bend. Oh, he's getting away from Colin L. This is a good ride from Peter Lloyd. He looks in very determined form. Oh, Trevor Banks still there in third place. Very hard, as you can see him come round that top bend. But he's looked over his shoulder. He's seen he's got quite a gap on third place. So whether he will be content to hold on to just that second spot, not push his luck too much going for that lead. Good fight going on for this third place. So Tommy up into that third spot. Speedway rider Colin L will have done enough to get that second. Certainly no doubt about the winner. That's Peter Lloyd as he crosses the line. It is going to be Colin L that takes second, Tommy Palmer in third. Trevor Banks having to be content with the fourth, first time out this afternoon. And following home in fifth place is Phil Ashcroft. First leg qualifiers for the solos, a win for rider number 14, Peter Lloyd. In second place, number 72, that's Colin L. And third place, number 21, Tommy Palmer. Fourth place, rider number 2, Trevor Banks. And fifth place, number 38, Phil Ashcroft. Sixth place, number 169, James CAWTHERAY. And seventh place, number 77, John Underwood. The winning time, 131.50, 131.50, that equates to 62.33. 62.33, the average speed. As we now turn our attention to the 1000cc sidecars, race 7 in your programme, and these, the first leg rides for the 1000cc competitors. And already you can see that we've got them on the start line on the far side. Looking for Craig Cheetham, Kevin Simmons, Phil Beecham, Rob Wilson, Mark Edwards. Who's made the best of the starts? That looks to me like Rob Wilson and Tony Miles have made the best of the starts as they go into that first bend. Craig Cheetham is up in third, Mark Edwards is holding fourth, but it is Rob Wilson and Tony Miles that have got the lead at the moment as they go around that top bend. Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones still there in second place though, and what does an Australian design machine do on a surface like this? Well, we'll watch to see as Rob Wilson trying to get that third place from Craig Cheetham. The Brisbane going on for that third place. Craig Cheetham and Clive Reynolds have third at the moment, but Mark Edwards and Nick Walters desperately trying to get it from them. Great scrap between those two. And Mark Edwards looks to have got the better of it. He moves up in the third place. Still Rob Wilson holds the lead as they come past us. This time it'll be the last lap. Rob Wilson and Tony Miles leading from Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones. There's still a scrap going on for this third place. Mark Edwards and Nick Walters trying everything they can to maintain it. Craig Cheetham and Clive Reynolds trying to nick it back from them. But as we go into the finishing in 4th in front of Bill Beecham and Kevin Simmons. And indeed the first race for the 1000cc sidecars, a very convincing win for outfit number 24, Rob Wilson and Tony Miles. In second place, number 15, Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones. Third place, outfit number 8, and didn't he have to work for it, Mark Edwards and Nick Walters. Fourth place, number 10, Craig Cheetah and Clive Reynolds. And fifth place, number 77, Bill Beecham and Matthew Dix. Sixth place taken by number 32, Kevin Simmons and Mark Langmaid. There was a winning time of 132.18. 132.18 equates to 54.59. 54.59 the average speed. Well, if that sets the pace for the 1000cc sidecar racing this afternoon, I think we're in for some cracking races. Race 8, we should be seeing Mick Cave come to the line, Gary Jackson. And interesting perhaps that speaking to Gary this morning, this is in fact his first grass track meeting this year. Quite a lot of them have done a few centre meetings, etc. But Gary Jackson, this his first outing. Well, we watch to see what happens. It is indeed Gary Jackson that makes the best of the starts, and he goes into that first bend. Mick Cave, who we saw going well in practice, up in the second spot. Quickly check for you that I did wonder whether Jerry Adams was going to be replaced by Gavin Newlin, and indeed Gavin is out there in third spot at the moment, riding as 101. So through the programme this afternoon, that will be the change. No 55. Now developing for that second place. Mick Cave and Mick Stace not having it comfortably at the moment, but they are maintaining that second place. Gavin Newlin and Simon Wall trying to put pressure on them. I've said this many times, but Kevin Williams really does make pasturing look that motor really is travelling. Gary trying a few different lines, I think, on the entrance of that bend. He threw it in very, very hard. Then Gavin Newlin and Simon Moore finishing third. I think just getting the best of that battle for fourth place. Win for outfit number 23, that's Gary Jackson and passenger Kevin Williams. In second place, outfit number 5, Mick Cave and Mick Stace. Third place, number 101, Gavin Newlin and Simon Wall. Fourth place, number 20, Vaughan Roberts and Alan Berry. Fifth place, number 25, Robbie Wilson and Colin Hill. And sixth place, number 28, Darren Bartholomew and Steve Smith. The winning time was 1:30.25, so a little bit quicker than race 7. 1:30.25, that equates to 55.75. Last of the first leg rides for the Simmons. Third place, number 184, John Hiscock and Tony Bemister. Fourth place, number 74, Duncan Tolhurst and Will Jones. And fifth place, number 12, Tim Bennett and Steve Hargreeves. The winning time was 1:31.14, 1:31.14, and the speed 55.22 miles per hour, 55.22. So that indeed very quickly was the first 4 qualifying rides for the 1000cc sidecars. We now move to the second leg rides, and looking at race 10, we see the 500cc sidecars for the second time this afternoon. Alan Peck and Richard Swift Sweeting at a 3rd place first time out, but that's the results as they stand. As we indeed get underway for race 10, looking to see who's made the best of the starts. Well, Brian Palmer's looking over his shoulder. He's made a good start, but he knows he's got Simon Baird on the inside of him. Alan Peck's starting fine as well. He's got up in the second, or has he? Well, Brian Palmer goes a long way round, but he's picked his way through the rest of the riders. Indeed, comes out in front, going down the back straight. It was a very good and intelligent corner from Brian Palmer and passenger Danny Hogg. Brilliant bit of riding skill, and indeed they've made the best of it. Simon Baird and James Croft through may have done enough, or have they? No, not quite got the momentum coming out of the bend. Still Simon Baird stays just in front. But all the time that scrap's going on for 2nd place, you can see that Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg are just piling on the pressure and pulling away. Again, Alan Peck goes for that tight line. Interesting to see how it goes in his top end. He's running a little quicker, but he's still on a very tight line. He's trying to first to go very wide, and he's completely left momentum this time. But as he picks it up, you can see he's now going to put the challenge back on as Alan Peck slows down going into this pit bend. Well, perhaps interesting to see how the different lines are reacting with these machines. But Alan Peck and Richard Sweeney have managed to hang on to that 2nd spot. I thought Simon Baird was going to take it back a bit. Nice bit of line this time from he's up in 3rd place. Still taking it away from Brian Palmer. He really is piling the pressure on. A 2nd place first time out, and indeed it's going to be a win this time as the checkered flag flies for him. This is the result of race 10. Indeed, Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg take it. Alan Peck and Richard Sweeting pick up 2nd. Simon Baird and passenger James Croft get that 3rd place. And Dave Collins picking up 4th. Result a win for rider number 71. That is, of course, Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg. In 2nd place, number 8, Alan Peck and Richard Sweeting. 3rd place, number 4, Simon Baird and James Croft. 4th place, number 6, Dave Collin and Keith Goodley. And 5th place, number 21, Norman Haynes and Matt Joyner. 6th place, their outfit, number 3, and the winning time, 1:44.30, 1:44.30, 54.68. That averages out, 54.68, 1:44.30 the time. Somebody be able to keep a max on this afternoon, but other riders determined to make sure. Number 5, Mel Goodwin, passenger. Oh, indeed, it looks as if Mark Stubberfield's determined to carry on now. Kevin Leide has left that passenger. Kevin, I'm sure he has realised it, but thought, well, I'll carry on by myself anyway. Oh, indeed, well, that's been going on. Of course, that's not taken away from the fact that the lead has been taken by Mel Goodwin. And ROCKELL, they're coming under pressure by Miller. And of course, passenger change Neil Pocknall now. And indeed, Paul Miller looking to go through on the inside. Well, there's a good ride from Paul Miller. Quickly got used to Neil Pocknall. Of course, I should explain he's a very experienced passenger himself, so stepping into the breach at the last moment was not unusual for him. Mel Goodwin now in 2nd spot. Hanging on to that 3rd place, but quite a gap between 2nd and 3rd spot. Paul Miller certainly has very determinedly got himself to the front of the field. Paul, you may remember, had that breakdown in his first ride and had to push across the line, so we're pleased that he's got the win. Mel Goodwin finishing in 2nd place. Mark Stubberfield, number 2, finishing in 3rd spot. And Keith Baird and Bob Gray finishing in 4th. Got that one in already, a win for number 17. It is, of course, Paul Miller and Neil Pocknall. In second place, number 5, Mel Goodwin and Gary Rockell. In third place, number 2, Mark Stubberfield and Nick Arbour. Fourth place, number 13. And of course, is our reserves, Keith Baird and Bob Graves. No other finishes there. The winning time, 1:43.80, 1:43.80. The average speed, 54.95, 54.95. That leads, but he's up against Hurry again. That's rider number 10. So these two out again in the same race, and indeed Paul Hurry is taking up the battle with Myles Simmons again. Establishing himself at the front. He had a win first time out, looking to make it a maximum from 2 rides. He looks in great form, doesn't he, at the moment, Paul Hurry. Mark Seabright trying everything he can to get back at him. Around the top end altogether. As we look to the front, as we come into the pit bend for the third time, it's into the last lap this time as they go past us. Paul Hurry looking every inch in control. Mark Seabright. Down as he went past us, and in fact Gary Lott puts it down in the middle of that bend, so he's left it all for Darren Shand. As we see the checkered flag going, there's all sorts of problems to Mark Seabright as he puts it down in front of us here by this start line. You can see that Paul Hurry has certainly taken the win. It means that Scott Nichols is elevated up into second place. And as we see the checkered flag going, there's all sorts of problems to Mark Seabright as he puts it down in front of us here by this start line. You can see that Paul Hurry has certainly taken the win. It means that Scott Nichols is elevated up into second place. Leads is a win for rider number 10. That, of course, is Paul Hurry. In second place, number 22 was Scott Nichols. In third place, number 80, Darren Shand. Fourth place, number 21, Tommy Palmer. Fifth place, number 175, Keith Potts, and indeed he was the only other finisher. The winning time, 1:30.24, 1:30.24. The speed, 63.20, 63.20 the speed. So please bear with us and say that for what is being done is in the interest of the rider involved, and we all share his concern. And please, if you could bear with us, as I say, there won't be any racing. I'll give you plenty of warning when we will be back with the racing. So if there are other things that you can go and have a look at the photo stands, the video stand, etc. I know the burger bar is doing tremendous business. If you want to go there, or of course the bar itself, please, if you can bear with us for the time that's going to be involved. perhaps at number 2, Trevor Banks, number 16, Steve Dorr. They know that they had reasonably good rides first time out, but they need to make sure that they're up in the first 2 or 3, because it's going to be tough to qualify for this final now. Really, first, second and third, I think, has got to be the order of the day. The tapes go up and away we go. We're racing again. It's race 13 in your programme. Remember, this is back to the qualifying rides for the solo competitors. Looking to see perhaps where the other riders are picking up from. Steve Dorr, I can see back in 3rd place. Disappointed to see that Trevor Banks is right at the back of the field at the moment. He needs to get a good result this time out. Working his way through the field though, as I say that. It's Neville Tatum, second first time out. They're sitting in 2nd place. So that's how they stand at the moment. German Doncaster, Neville Tatum. Steve Dorr trying to close down on Neville Tatum. John Underwood it is back in 4th place. It's now got Trevor Banks trying to close on him. And this really is where the racing is. It's between their 2nd and 3rd place for me. Looking comfortable as he goes down that back straight. But Neville Tatum determined not to let Steve Dorr pass him. It's getting tight into this pit bend as the 2 of them go in almost together. Steve Dorr tries to turn underneath Neville Tatum. One more lap to go and he's trying to pick the best line he possibly can. Again, he's followed. Too wide, and he's got John Underwood trying to sneak that position from him. As we come round off the pit bend, Jeremy Doncaster's going to take the checkered flag. That's a good result for him, and Neville Tatum has gone wide. I don't know where Neville Tatum has hit problems, but he's gone incredibly wide, and Steve Dorr takes the 2nd place. John Underwood gets through for 3rd, and it means that Neville Tatum is back in 4th place. The official result reads as a win for rider number 6, that's Jeremy Doncaster. In 2nd place, number 16, Steve Dorr. 3rd place, number 77, John Underwood. 4th place taken by rider number 15, Neville Tatum. 5th place, number 169, James CAWTHERAY. And 6th place, number 2, Trevor Banks. Running time 129.30, that means an average speed of 63.87 miles per hour. 63.87 the average speed, 129.30 the time. Already I can see the riders have got themselves out of the pit box for race 14. Looking at race 14, Peter Lloyd of course had a win first time out with no Ben Howell, his place being taken by Vince Kinchin. But looking along the list of riders, Steve Bishop perhaps is one we should look for. That's number 34. He had a 3rd place first time out. And equally other riders there. Number 7 perhaps Clayton Williams had a disappointing first ride, so he'll be looking now for getting a very, very good result, because it's going to be tough to get into that final. Away they go. We're looking to see who's made the best of the brakes. Peter Lloyd is there, but Clayton Williams comes right across the rest of the field. Well, he knows he's very good. As they go down that back straight, and Peter Lloyd now under pressure as well as he goes into this top bend. 3 riders together as they go into this pit bend. And Clayton Williams knows he's got to go for a big win this time. Puts the pressure on, makes everybody else chase him. It's Steve Bishop who's up. Done right the way around the outside of him. Terrific race from these 3 as Peter Lloyd now gets himself to the front. He almost locks it up in the middle of the bend. Steve Bishop follows him on the exit of that pit bend. Clayton Williams now back in 3rd place. And he's front. As he goes into this pit bend, remember he had a win first time out. This is tremendous riding from Peter Lloyd. As he comes off that pit bend, Steve Bishop tries to get close to him. There's one more lap to go. We know things are not going his way this afternoon. He's got 2 riders bearing down on him in this last bend, and Peter Lloyd almost loses it on this last bend. He eventually gets the win though. Steve Bishop gets 2nd. It's Richard Ensign that gets that 3rd place just in front of Clayton Williams. Oh, we may have had to wait quite a long time, but I think you'll agree they've come back in tremendous racing form. Brilliant riding from all those front four. A win for Peter Lloyd. That's number 14 that goes in first place. In second place, number 34, Steve Bishop. In third place, number 40, Richard Empson. In fourth place, number 7. That's Clayton Williams. And fifth place, number 50, Andy Sell. Sixth place, number 30. Malcolm Simmons, and 7th place number 29. 8th place finisher there was number 5. The winning time was 1:30.24. That's an average speed of 63.2. 63.2 the average speed, 1:30.24. Tremendous racing prospect now as race 15 gets underway, because Lee Lanham and Glenn Cunningham have both had wins from their first ride. We'll watch the This is the only other ride they get to qualify for the final. As you can see that Lee Lanham's now moving up in the second place. Colonel's right up there as well, on the inside in third place. It is Glenn Cunningham that's got the lead. Lee Lanham is up there in second place. In third place. Oh, Glenn Cunningham looking in terrific form this afternoon. Glenn, of course, a speedway rider for Swindon, going extremely well on the... I suppose I should say that at the moment Ipswich in the Speedway world, top of that Speedway League. Their riders all in good form. As we look to that far side, it's going to be the checkered flag this time. It's a maximum for Glenn Cunningham. 2 rides and 2 wins. He takes it. Lee Lanham gets second place. Colonel finishing in third spot. Dave Wright in fourth, and Chris Tritton finishing in fifth place. The win for Glenn Cunningham, his riding number 9. In second place, number 11, Lee Lanham. In third place, number 72, Colonel. In fourth place, number 17, Dave Wright. Fifth place, number 3, Chris Tritton. Sixth place, number 38, Phil Ashcroft. Seventh place was 26, Mark Giles. And 8th place, number 41, Nathan Morton. The winning time was 1:29.18. The speed, 63.95. 63.95. 1:29.18 the time. Start to look to see who qualifies for the sidecar finals. At the moment, riders with wins, we've got Rob Wilson, Gary Jackson and John Halsey. Well, we see Gary Jackson again in race 16. There's no Jerry Adams, of course. His place taken by number 101, Gavin Newlin and Simon Wall. Ivor Matthews had a second first time out. They're certainly underway, and as we look to that far side, Gary Jackson has made another terrific start. Well, he already had 4 or 5 points. Mix it with the big boys as he goes into this pit bend for the first time. You can see Ivor Matthews desperately trying to get through on the inside of Gavin Newlin. Tries to fight his way through, but Gavin not giving an inch at all. And now you can see that Mark Edwards has moved through as well as he got up into third place. Mark Edwards having a good ride in third place, now looking perhaps to try and get that second. He missed the start completely, but he certainly got back into contention as he now closes up on Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones. But Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams, they're absolutely flying. Kevin Williams fighting up the competition. Mark Edwards trying to find a way around. He's looked for a bigger entrance into the bend. The trouble is, if he does that, he could leave a gap for Gavin Newlin. Well, that could be an interesting situation as they're coming towards the checkered flag. Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams both it. third was Nick Walters in third, and Gavin Newland and Simon Wall finishing in fourth. The official result of the second leg ride in the sidecars, a win for number 23, that's Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. In second place, number 15, Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones. Third place, number 8, Mark Edwards and Nick Walters. Fourth place going to number 101, a great ride for them, Gavin Newlin and Simon Wall. And in fifth place, number 10, Craig Cheetham and Clyde Reynolds. The winning time was 124.60. That equated to a speed of 59.48. 59.48, 124.60 the time. So as we quickly try and add some of those points in, of course, this is very hard now to get a place in the final. The points very important in this second ride. As we look to race 17, we see in action once again Phil Pitman, who had a second first time out, Rob Wilson, who had a win first time out, and John Halsey, who also had a win. So this promises to be a cracking sidecar heat. Race 17 in your programme, and they're already underway. Well, somebody's made a good start. I'll try and pick up for you who it is. It's in fact Phil Pitman that's made an excellent start as they get into that first bend. John Halsey is right now with him. Jason Glennie in second. Problems for Rob Wilson by the look of it. He was leaning across his machinery as he come past me, and indeed he's looking down at the engine now, as that's very, very unfortunate to see Rob Wilson and Tony Miles pulling out. But as we look to the front, that's Phil Pitman and John Halsey, determined not to lose pace with that front run. He knows how critical these two races are. He's had a win already, so he'll be confident that a win and perhaps a second place will be good enough. But as he gets John Halsey looks to be very good. And Myles Simmons, I say they look to be going very, very quickly along that back straight. John Halsey chasing after him again. It will be just this last bend that he's got a chance to get past. He's gone for the line on the inside. It's close to the line. Well, absolutely showered with her. I don't know who's going to make a decision on that one. For a fact, it's not going to be me. I'll leave that to the line judges, but it was very, very close to the line. A tremendous last bend once again from John Halsey and Jason Glennie. Race 17 it was, and what a cracker it turned out to be. Right to the finishing line. The official result reads as a win for outfit number 13. It was John Halsey and Jason Glennie. In second place, number 90, Phil Pitman and Myles Simmons. In third place, number 77, Bill Beecham and Matthew Dix. In fourth place, number 12, Tim Bennett and Steve Hargreeves. The winning time, 125.70, 125.70, 58.70 that equates to as an average speed, 58.70. Well, already we're underway with race 18. They're certainly going to try and keep us on the ball this afternoon, aren't they? Well, as we go into that first bend for race 18, I can still see and it's Duncan Tolhurst that's up in third spot at the moment. Outfit number 74, Duncan Tolhurst and Will Jones holding third place at the moment. But it's John Hiscock and Tony Bemister who have got away. They lose by some considerable margin. Indeed had a second place first time out, so if they stay there, I think, well, they could in fact get... It's going to be very, very tight on the points. I've certainly not had a chance to try and work the points out while we've been doing it, so we'll keep that in mind. COWTHERAY finishing in 4th. And of race 18, a win for Sidecar outfit number 184, that's John Hiscock and Tony Bemister. In 2nd place, number 5, Mick Cave and Mick Stace. In 3rd place, number 74, Duncan Tolhurst and Will Jones. In 4th place, number 20, Vaughan Roberts and Alan Berry. 5th place, number 28, that's Darren Bartholomew and Steve Smith. The winning time was 124.27, 124.27. The speed, 59.72. Average speed, 59.72. So, runoff, quite an important runoff. First place is the one that all of them will want. They want to get in that A final. Going around the outside and gets the lead going down that back straight. First one over the line gets a position in the A final. The other two we will see in the B final runoff. Well, you can see that at the moment it's Neville TATUM in determined form. Scott Nichols still there in 2nd place. Steve Durst still in contention. Starting to take command a little bit, but Scott Nichols not far away from him. Closing up all the time as he goes into this pit bend. Scott Nichols again gets close in the middle of that bend. You see that he's now going for the inside line, and Scott Nichols trying to get through on the inside. He finds a gap and gets through. As we go up that back straight, Scott Nichols starting to file the pressure on, and also a dodgy moment there for Steve Dorr, but he recovered from it and is still racing. A great ride this for Scott Nichols, who once we got a place in that A final. I thought it was going never focused way, but as a little idiot ready into the last lap, and as you can see them coming across the finishing line is how they're going to be in terms of entry into the finals. I think Neville TATUM has realised now he's not going to make that A final. Scott Nichols gets into the A final. Steve Dorr and Neville TATUM we'll see in the solo B final. Baird and James Croft. Number 5, Mel Goodwin and Gary Rockell. 17 is Paul Miller and Neil Pocknall. 8 is Alan Peck and Richard Sweeting, and 7 is Kevin Leide and Cornish. Number 71 of Brian Palmer has got to the front. There's a great gaggle of riders there fighting for that 2nd place. I think Paul Miller has made the best of that as they come round this pit bend. Mel Goodwin is up there in 3rd place, but it is Paul Miller that's gone wide. Mel Goodwin comes through. Alan Peck is right up there as well, trying to go from the inside of Paul Miller. In the right direction. As you look along that back straight, you can see that Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg have certainly taken the race in the way they would want to, away from the rest of the field. Out they go and they open up the gaps between them, as it is in 2nd place at the moment. Now Goodwin and Gary Rockell. Desperately trying to keep in contention with Mel Goodwin. I don't think I would have expected to see quite a gap between 1st and 2nd place. Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg showing their authority, and indeed I think this shows we could be having perhaps some good results coming back from Europe as well this year, because of course this is the car that races all across Germany, France, Switzerland, wherever you want to, on the continent. These are the guys that go to the continent and represent us from Great Britain, and I think you'll agree with me that Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg look to be in terrific form at the moment. They take the Man of Kent Sidecar final, brought home by Mel Goodwin and Gary Rockell. Paul Miller and Neil Pocknall finish in 3rd place. Kevin Leide and Dick Ormeroyd finish in 4th spot. But a tremendous final for Brian Palmer. Came to the final on maximum points. He looked positive this afternoon. He's looked good this season. You may have seen in the Speedway Star that only a few weeks ago he did upend his outfit. Well, he's made that look as if it didn't even exist. He now does look to be in great form. Man of Kent 500cc Sidecar final, the official result, a win for outfit number 71. That of course is Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg. Good result for them. In 2nd place, this of course race 32, number 5 Mel Goodwin and Gary Rockell. In 3rd place, number 17 Paul Miller and Neil Pocknall. In 4th place, number 7 Kevin Leide and Dick Ormeroyd. In 5th place, number 8 Alan Peck and Richard Sweeting. In 6th place, number 4 Simon Baird and James Croft. The The winning time was 1:35.88. The winning speed averaged 59.48. 1:35.88, 59.48. Tolhurst and Will Jones. Oh, Bill Beecham is there as well. That's number 77.
That must be Clayton.
I can see.
So where's Tim Bennett now? Number 20, Paul Roberts is out there.
Ah, that's what's caused the confusion, I think. We can see number 20 is out there, Vaughan Roberts, as well as number 25 is out there. Well, I'll pick them up for you as they come round. Don't quite understand why we've got 25 out there, but we will see. Anyway, as they go into that first line. What's happened? I know they've got problems. I think that is Rob Wilson riding Robbie Wilson's bike. That's possibly what all the confusion was. So our apologies for that. Knew it would get sorted out in the end, but in the meantime, Mark Edwards and Nick Walters are saying, forget the confusion. We're going out there and we're going to win it. Now, Bizarre indeed taking up that fight, trying to close the gap on them is Duncan Tolhurst and Will Jones. Gavin Newland and Simon Wall up there in third place at the moment. Indeed, they've had a good day today. Gavin Newland, he's pushing hard in that third place, but there's no question about it. This afternoon. A terrific ride this to win the final, and as they go down that back straight, doing it very comfortably indeed. You can see that Duncan Tolhurst, he does look to be getting better and better the more meetings he has. Goes into this top end. Duncan Tolhurst and Will Jones finishing second, Gavin Newland and Simon Wall finishing in third place. The official result of the 1000cc Sidecar B final. A win for rider number 8, Mark Edwards and Nick Walters. And I wonder if that's going to be a bit of a trademark of Mark. Is he going to cross the line when he wins finals like that with that front wheel in the air? That's something we've got to look for the rest of the season. Mark Edwards and Nick Walters winning the B final. In second place, number 74, Duncan Tolhurst and Will Jones. In third place, number 101, Gavin Newland and Simon Wall. In fourth place, number 77, Bill Beecham and Matthew Dix. In fifth place, number 20, Phil Roberts and Alan Berry. The winning time was 1:24.48. 1:24.48. The speed 59.57. 59.57. The average speed. Should be number 16, Steve Thorne. Number 15, Neville Tatum. Number 80, Darren Shand. Number 21, Tommy Palmer. Number 7, Clayton Williams. Number 77, John Underwood. Number 2, Trevor Banks. And number 17, Dave Wright. And if, like me, you spend a lot of your Sundays at local centre meetings, I think you agree that that would be a complimentary final to any meeting. But here today at the Man of Kent, it's the B final for the solos, the consolation final. But a lot of very, very talented riders on that line. Away go the tapes and we get underway with this, the B final. As they come past me for the first time, it's Neville Tatum that again has made a terrific start. On the inside, but he recovers from that. Trevor Banks right up there in, I was going to say second place, but Clayton Williams sneaks that back again as Neville Tatum sets the pace. Clayton Williams is going after him and tries to get through on the inside. Terrific corner that from Clayton Williams. Third place at the moment. Tommy Palmer right up there as well, trying to get that fourth place from Trevor Banks. And indeed the gap's all starting to close up. Still Clayton Williams is leading though from Neville Tatum, but only just in second place. Trevor Banks deciding that it might be easier. The very exciting Seaford going round the outside as he goes down that back straight. Takes up second place and already starts to close down on Clayton Williams. He's a very, very quick rider, Steve Thorne. We wonder if he can still catch Clayton Williams with one more lap to go. Neville Tatum still holding third place. Closing all the time. Darren Shand has now moved through in the third place. But is Steve Thorne going to be able to do it on this last bend? He goes in hard and he puts it down. Well, Clayton Williams now is going to comfortably win as he comes across the line. He takes the final. Darren Shan moves up to second place. Trevor Banks in third, Tommy Palmer in fourth. John Underwood has moved through into fifth place. Neville Tatum in sixth spot. And coasting across the line is at number 17, Dave Wright. Oh, a terrific effort from Steve Thor. He went in everything he possibly could. We knew that he was going to have a challenge in that last bend. Just a bit too much. He lost traction, and good to see that he's up on his feet. 500cc Solo B final here at the Man of Kent. Tremendous race, and indeed maybe over 3 qualifying legs some of these riders would have been in the A final, but it wasn't to be. It was a tremendous B final as it turned out. A win for number 7 Clayton Williams. In second place number 80 Darren Shand. In third place number 2 Trevor Banks. Fourth place number 21 Tommy Palmer. Fifth place number 77 John Underwood. Sixth place number 15 Neville Tatum. Seventh place number 17 Dave Wright. No other finishes there. The winning time was 1:31.15, 1:31.15. The speed 62.57, 62.57. A terrific lineup for the 1995 Man of Kent, and they already get underway. It's 4 fast and furious laps as they come past me for the first time, and Jeremy Doncaster goes down in that first bend. As you can see, he'll be quickly back up again, and away he goes, but it's Jeremy Doncaster that's setting the pace. Paul Hurry has gone after him and is not letting him get away. It's Jeremy Doncaster and Paul Hurry who at the moment are away from the rest of the field. Lee Lanham as we go down that back straight, you can see it is Jeremy Doncaster that's still setting the pace. He was pretty loyal to the lost on that top end, but he's back up and okay. Let's stay with the action because Jeremy Doncaster not wanting to be caught. Paul Hurry down that back straight. He really seems to be picking the power up as he goes down that back straight. There's just one more lap to go for Jeremy Doncaster and Paul Hurry. As Paul Hurry again looks for an inside line. Jeremy Doncaster powers it on again. Going on for that third race as well. Can't put your eyes up and watch both races that are going on. But it looks like Jeremy Doncaster is going to hang on to it as Paul Hurry makes one more attempt to get past Jeremy Doncaster. He looks over his shoulder. A tremendous race from Jeremy Doncaster. Indeed, Paul Hurry finishes in second place. I think that's Scott Nichols who won that battle before. Third place, but I'll wait to see what the number is before I give that one out officially. Lee Lanham, I know, was in fourth place. Well, he said to me this morning he'd like to hang on to it. It's a nice trophy, was his words. Well, he has. A terrific race from Jeremy Doncaster. Great to see him on the grass. I know he's got a tremendous following. And indeed, when he races like that, you understand why. Victor. The official result of the Man of Kent for 1995 500cc solo final. A win for rider number 6, Jeremy Doncaster. Finishing in second place, number 10, Paul Hurry. Indeed, finishing in third place, and it was one of those riders with the black leathers, it was in fact Glenn Cunningham. In fourth place, number 11, Lee Lanham. In fifth place, number 22, Scott Nichols. In sixth place, number 34, Steve Bishop. In seventh place, number 14, Peter Lloyd. The winning time, 1:26.64. The average speed, 65.83 miles per hour. Well, when you think they're going sideways half the time, what an average speed that turns out to be. 1:26.64 is the time, 65.83 miles per hour. We have just one more race to go, and I think equally this one promises to be an absolute cracker as we look for the Man of Kent 1000cc sidecar winner, of race 34. It's over the page, and the qualifiers going to the final on maximum points, outfit number 13. That is John Halsey and Jason Glennie. Equal with them, number 23, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. On grid 3, qualifying in third highest place, number 184, John Hiscock and Tony Bemister. And then 3 outfits equal on points who will draw for positions on the gate. Number 5, Mick Cave and Mick Stace. Number 15, Ivan Matthews and Peter Jones. And number 19, Phil Pitman and Myles Simmons. That's the 6 finalists. A tremendous lineup and an enormous amount of ability sitting on that start line. Well, remind you that we knew we couldn't have a repeat winner of the Man of Kent 1994 in this class because Russell and Paul Urich have retired. Gary Jackson did finish second last year though. We'll watch to see what happens. We know we're going to have a new name on the trophy.
Answer to your question.
Well, indeed, after this final, there's no need to rush off. The beer tent will still be open, of course, and the food bar will still be doing trade. We will be having a presentation because there are some terrific trophies to be given away, so no need to rush off. The rostrum has already been erected just up there between the food store and the bar, so as soon as we've calmed down a little bit and managed to get my hand working to write down the official results. Well, obviously a few edgy moments on that start line, deciding who takes what position. They are now being brought under starters' orders and they get underway as we watch them go down that back straight. Oh, who is it that's made the best of it? It's Phil Pitman and Myles Simmons that have got to the front. They've made the best of the start. As they go into this bottom corner, it is Phil Pitman and Myles Simmons that are getting away. Looking at that second place, it's Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams that have got there, and look at the speed of that outfit down that back straight. John Halsey and Jason Glennie in third place at the moment. Phil Pitman has been getting some good results in his home country down in Cornwall, and you can see the sort of form that he's showing this season. Now Gary Jackson starts to close though. This is where Gary Jackson looks quick down that back straight. Phil Pitman and Myles Simmons holding up. A terrific corner from Gary Jackson and Kevin Simmons. They found the inside line and Phil Pitman won't let them get away. He'll try and get back underneath them again. Piles the pair on. Now he's got to do the chasing. As Ivan Matthews and Peter Jones have moved through in the third. And Phil Pitman tries the right line. Second last year, they've come through and come back here again and won it in 95. A terrific ride from Phil Pitman and Myles Simmons. And doesn't it get you how confident and how casual Kevin Williams looks when he's riding? He makes it look as if he's sitting in an armchair. But that outfit is proving to be very quick this year. And I think I need to remind you, that's his first meeting this year. Blew the cobwebs out a bit quick, didn't he? it's returned to the pits. I'll remind you that we have got a presentation of awards as soon as we can get things organised. And marshals, I've been asked to inform you that the clerk of the course has agreed to 2 sidecars having a practice with new machinery. So if you are moving off the circuit, please can you keep an eye open for the pit box. There'll be 2 sidecars practising on new machinery. The official result of the Man of Kent Race 34 final, the 1000cc sidecars, a win for outfit number 23, Garage Excellent Kevin Williams. In second place, outfit number 90, Phil Pitman and Myles Simmons. In third place, number 15, Ivan Matthews and Peter Jones. Fourth place, number 184, John Hiscock and Tony Bannister. In fifth place, number 5, Mick Cave and Mick Stace. No 6 finisher there, the winning time 1:23.20. That equates to 60.49 miles per hour. 1:23.20 the time, 60.49. Start, and they're not here. Give them the big boo you've ever given, and we'll might encourage them to get over here later on in the season. As well as the excuse I should say is that it is early in the season, so they might not be used to winning. But really, with the names I've got written down here, I think they are used to winning. They're just using their professional licence, aren't they? Right, now obviously to do any presentation we need somebody to give the awards away. And for winning the 500cc solo competition, there will be the trophy, which you can see that marvellous trophy in the middle there is the Sid Jarvis Memorial Trophy. Now, I last year called up Brenda Jarvis and she did the presentation, but she said she doesn't want to do it this year. And what she wants is June Hurry to come up and do it. So it looks like you're doing the presenting, June. Not just giving out all the little trophies to the right person. You're doing the presenting as well. So, June, if you can come and join me. No, you don't want to, do you? I can see that. Can you all see her from down there? That's June, if you didn't know. So, get on the straw bell then, you know, they can just see you then, yeah. How reluctant these people are. I think I'm going to have to try getting offers to do this job, I think, in the near future. Right, on then, as we build up towards the presentation of the Sid Jarvis Trophy, it was the Man of Kent 1995, almost, not quite, whatever you want to call it, finishing in third place this year, Swindon Speedway's Glenn Cunningham. You know, he's proven he's fit, you see, he does things the hard way. Well, I continue that vein because I think, as I would have said to anybody this afternoon, we knew the racing was going to be good when we saw the circuit this morning. It proved to be just that. Obviously, we had that delay in the middle, which sometimes can unnerve riders. Other riders, well, no, they just get on with what they're here to do. Finishing in second place, and now I know why June didn't want to come up here, because finishing in second place, another one of those Speedway riders, is another youngster, and he's actually been on the ground today, but got up and finished in second place. It is, of course, Paul Harry. He's not going to escape, look, they're going to get a picture with his mum. Oh dear. So as Paul takes up second place, I must admit, when I was going around the pits this morning, I was asking all the riders whether this sort of track does suit the Speedway boys. And one question that was put to me was, well, shouldn't you really wait and see whether that's proved or not during the racing? Well, I think they proved it beyond all doubt with these guys that ride Speedway regularly. We've got in first place, he won it in 1994, he's won it again in 1995, the Man of Kent, Jeremy Doncaster. If we can get Jeremy Doncaster up here, I know there'll be a few photos that are on the rostrum. So I'll let the men take their pictures. Look, if you can hold the trophy up for them. Fussy, these photographers. That's why you get such professional photographs. Look, I've got to have a quick word with Jem, haven't I, really? Because obviously a lot of hard racing today. And Jem, I know when I spoke to you this morning you said you couldn't believe how early you got here, but you reckon that's a trick?
Not early, we we nearly went down. No, I mean, a lot of work went in today, and I must thank Peter John for some midnight oil. Literally 12:30 Friday evening he finished the engine, and then I had to drive home, and in actual fact I spent all week building the bike, because I wasn't really going to use my own bikes this year. I was just going to rent them, off various people. And because to be honest, I'm only using them half a dozen times a year, and it seemed pointless doing it. But I'm glad now that I made a decision and got my own bike built up, and it's good. So she's cool.
Well, it's good. I think it's an understatement, Jem. You know, there's an awful lot of people that have supported you through Speedway and through Grasstrack. They're glad they've heard that news now and you made that decision.
Yeah, and I really appreciate the support. It's a lovely day down here, and it could almost be somewhere in South Germany, especially with a beer tent as well. I mean, it's lovely.
That's the added advantage, isn't it? Well, there we are, the winners of the 1995 Man of Kent. In third this year was Glenn Cunningham, in second Paul Hurry, and our winner this year, Jeremy Doncaster. Now June decided that she wasn't going to do the presentation of all the awards, so they've roped in somebody else as well, and I know a man that's going to get a big round of applause for presenting the trophies in the sidecar classes. He rode the sidecars for many, many years. He's a name that's synonymous to Ken. It is, of course, Charlie Coleman. Now you can stay down there if you want, Charlie, but people don't mind if you come up and have the photo taken with you. Well, we'll start with the 500cc sidecar class, and as always we do it in reverse order. Finishing third this year, and I've got to say, a bit disappointing. He won it last year, so he knows how disappointing this is, but finishing in third with a change of passenger after the first race. It was, of course, Paul Miller and Neil Pocknall. The tankers for third place. It means that we've got to try and fill that second place over there, and a rider that had many mixed fortunes last season. We hope that this season things are going to be sorted out for him. We hope he has a good season. Certainly going well this afternoon, Mel Goodwin and Gary Rockell. We've got third and we've got second place. It means there is just one more place to fill, where all of them really wanted to be when the day started, but there's one man that's proving that 500cc sidecar racing is what he's good at. The winners of the 1995 Man of Kent, Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg. People standing here saying, what's in this envelope? How much is in there? And he stands up and says straight away, what's in the envelope? See, if you talk to them, Alan, they do take notice. All the nice pictures, they'll all be in the press this week, but yeah, I will creep up here and have a word, because Brian, the first thing I'm going to say is I was rather disappointed to see that in the Speedway Star, the first picture I see of you, I can't really see you, all I see is the bottom end of the outfit. When did that happen? 3-4 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was Bristol, I think it was at Bristol.
He landed on his head, obviously.
Yeah, you got it. I'm not too sure what happened. It happened so fast. There was a crash in front, nowhere to go, and it's good night Irene for about 20 minutes. When you come to, I've got no bike left, but thankfully the excellent sponsorship I get from SGM, the new parts were in the post the next day, and it was no problem. And without that sort of help, you can't continue at sort of top level racing. And while I'm on the mic, I'd like to say thank you very much to Don Godden, who's really put himself out to do some real good engines. And when the track dried out and it was in raceable conditions, it showed, and I have to say a very big thank you to him.
Well, indeed, I'm sure that's shared by all those that saw your race this afternoon, because Brian, you do look to be in very good form. The one thing that obviously is changed this year, I know it's easy to say you've got new frame, new engines, everything else, but this man to your right is different as well this year.
You took the words from my mouth. Three people that I owe a lot to this year is SGM, Don Godden, and this fella on my right, who's up until this year has never been on a bike. 5th race, this is his 5th meeting of the year, and people have been telling me how good he's getting and how confident he's looking, and I just can't fault him. And apart from that, he's my son-in-law, so I'll keep it in the family.
There's not a lot I can add to that, is there? I suppose I've got to get Danny's view on this, because Danny, he says that you haven't raced before, but is the sport itself completely new to you?
Yes, completely. Better than football anyway.
Oh dear, no, you shouldn't mention things like that in motorcycle racing, but obviously you've settled in well. Tuition coming from him, or was there outside help?
Oh, Scott done helped me a lot, and Lester Goodwin, but mainly down to the race.
And obviously enjoying it?
Yeah, great laugh.
Great laugh. Well, I don't think there's many riders who would sum it up like that. But this afternoon at the Man of Kent, we've had in 3rd place Paul Miller and Neil Pocknall, Mel Goodwin and Gary Rockell, and the winners, Brian Palmer and Danny Hogg. I think this is unnerving them more than actually going out there on the bikes. 1000cc Sidecars, Man of Kent, and I think you'll agree that there's been some terrific racing this afternoon. As I say, a lot of press going on during the winter about what was going to happen, what was going to happen, what sort of regulations were going to be applied, what weren't going to be applied, who was going to adhere to them or whatever. Well, at the end of the day, grass track racing is decided on the circuit. And this afternoon, I think you'll agree, we've seen a lot of riders that have got it absolutely spot on, even at this early stage of the season. Finishing in 3rd place on that outfit, we love to say it's that little bit different. In 3rd place it was Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones. Well, we've got 3rd place up here, we now need 2nd place, and I must admit, I've been looking at the results that have been coming in from other parts of the country, and these guys really are starting to look good. They came up into the top class racing, I was saying, about 2 seasons ago. They proved last year that they should be invited to big meetings. I think they proved it again today. Finishing in 2nd, Phil Pitman and Myles Simmons. But as I always say, there is only one winner, and the winner this year of the 1995 Man of Kent, although many people say that engine sounds strange, he's proved many times that it may sound strange, but it's certainly a winning combination. First, in the Man of Kent for 1995 is Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. Kevin's practicing what he's going to say, I think, while the photographs have been taken. Because what I've got to do is have a quick word with these winners that I've done with the other classes. And Gary, I'll start with you, because obviously, for a lot of people around the outside of the circuit, same again, he's going to start using it as a trampoline, I think. But Gary, it sounds a bit different. All the press keeps telling us that you personally have played with it. Can we now say to everybody that's here, is that it? Do you put the engine together and tweak with it?
Yes, all of it.
So you do the lot. You repair it, you build it, you get on and you ride it.
Yeah, and chassis, everything. It's all my bike.
So indeed, if you want to make it go the way you want it to go, then it's obviously down to you. Nobody else is advising.
That's right. If it breaks, it's my fault. So, you know, I can't blame anyone else.
Well, it's obviously a combination that looks to work, and Gary, you did say to me this morning this is the first race meeting you've had this year, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And a long, long way to travel to get here as well, but obviously thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, it's been wonderful. It's 5.5 hours to get here, and well, wonderful. 12 hours back, yeah. Yeah, it's been wonderful. Good circuit, I've really enjoyed it.
Well, listen, I don't think I can add an awful lot to that, Gary. I mean, your riding ability shows how much you enjoy it. But this man here has always got a lot to say. I know that the keeping fit is a bit different these days, isn't it? It's mountain biking, did I hear you say?
That's dead right. We've tried, my fiance and I have tried particularly hard this year to stop the onset of years, and we've been quite busy over the last 6 months.
Well, the thing is, Kevin, that when you're out there, it doesn't look as if you need any effort. You make it look just a little bit casual.
Possibly, yes. Gary's very, very easy to ride with, and I think I would come as a great shock if I have to change, even just for a day, because he has a particular style that makes him very easy for a passenger. It may not be the fact that we've been together for some time. I feel that he'd probably ride the same with somebody else, which is particularly easy.
Well, that's excellent indeed, a very talented driver, and indeed, I think you'll agree with me, 3 very talented crews. Finishing third at Man of Kent this year was Ivor Matthews and Peter Jones. Second, Phil Pitman and Myles Simmons, with the winners, Gary Jackson and Williams. Well, it only remains to me to say, obviously, thank you all for staying on for the presentations. I hope you've enjoyed the racing that we've had this afternoon. Maybe you set the scene for the rest of the season. Please, all of you, have a very safe journey home. We'll see you at a grass track very soon.